first volume of Stories from the Past, I'll be talking to some local residents from Rockcastle County. During these episodes, I want to document what it was like living during these times and areas by getting first-hand accounts. Hopefully we can paint a good picture of the area and the times. This first edition is important to me because it helps document stories from my family and my roots. We begin with my maternal grandmother, Charlene Gentry. For some context, my grandma has lived in Rockcastle County for most of her life. She has 3 sisters and 1 brother. She refers to her grandmas as Gamma, and sometimes that may be confusing. There's Gamma McKinney and Gamma Albright, but sometimes she just says Gamma. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy these stories from the past. Charlie and Carter are your parents. Finley and Annie, grandparents?
Yeah.
Is that maternal or paternal?
Fraternal. My daddy's with the Finley.
That's right. Yeah, of course.
Does
That's
it have
paternal.
Hendrickson on there?
Yeah, it's Hendrickson. I should have put that. I should have known that. Now, do they live? Where did they live at?
Who?
The Hendricksons. Was that in Pineville?
Pineville.
Yeah.
Okay, and I went to a ball game at London. There was one of the players. There was a Hendrickson and a Gentry. And I asked someone, if there was any Hendricksons there, and I talked to this man. I think he worked for L&N, and he was from Corbin, but he said, the Hendricksons were from, he didn't say, but it's right there, something, 4 mile. And that's where they came from.
So did you, that's where they came from, so they moved to Rockcastle? Or just your dad? My
granddaddy, he died, and then Gamma McKinney, of course, she was from Rockcastle. And he was a stagecoach driver. He was 10 years older than her. Then she married KJ, and he was 10 years older than her. And he was a Dale.
Now, is this your grandma? Or your
Annie?
Mom? Annie, yeah. Annie, okay.
It's my daddy's mother.
Okay.
And Uncle Bob.
So she went to Pineville after she got married, and then after he died, she came back.
Yeah, she was from Rockcastle.
I mean, you remember her pretty well?
Oh, yeah.
Did they live in Broadhead?
Well, but they had where they stop and eat and sleep. What they call them?
Bed and breakfast? Or
No, that was this was an old name. I'll think of it. A stop.
A stop.
There's
I know what you're talking about.
Picture in there, but I'm not sure it's the right picture. But they had a word for it. And like people, across the railroad at Broadhead, Aunt Ruth's mother had a restaurant and she fixed lunches for the people on the railroad. I mean, the
engineers and the...
Yeah. And I know Mother would go, they would go down there like when a certain train came in just to see people.
See people come in, I know, yeah.
Not that they knew them, but...
Just to see who got off the train.
Yeah.
So what did your grandma do? I mean, it was just...
She had a store in Broadhead. So dresses for women, and all the women from out in the country would come and loaf there on Saturday.
And it was right in Broadhead?
Yeah.
Is there a picture of that, or do you know?
You know where, what is that store called? He's never there. It's across from the bank, across from that flower shop.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
That was a man had a store there, and he just, like second hand. And then Uncle Bob's restaurant joined that. It's right in the curve as you go around to over the bridge.
Yeah.
Bob's Cafe.
Is that what it's called? So, Charles, how did he die?
My daddy?
No, I guess it'd be your grandpa. How did he die?
Finley?
Yeah, Finley, that's right.
Well, he fell off of a roof or something. This was in Pineville, and then he never was the same,
Yeah,
I guess just, there he is, picture. And we went to, Mary and I went to Pineville and saw his stone.
Yeah. You know much about him?
Not really. I know, and I think I told you that, He was with the group that assassinated Goebel.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah.
But he didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a Hendrickson or not, that they never did really prove.
Yeah. So was he big into politics, I guess, maybe?
Do what?
So was he big into politics, I guess? Maybe?
Well, not that I know of. I don't know, really. But my daddy was a barber.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, one of my grandsons maybe be a barber, but they didn't make it.
No, I guess not.
You need a book?
Do I need one?
Huh?
Do I need one? Like one of these?
Yeah. You just look at mine.
Yeah, I guess. I have a lot. I have a lot of books.
Well, see, Dwight wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we went into the Northeast and we saw Larry, that was Uncle Guy's son, he wanted
one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I had put in there his mother, Aunt Ellen,
Mm-hmm.
my first grade teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Meanest, happiest teacher I ever saw, and had it in there.
Yeah.
Well, he read it, but I thought, well, but I forgot about it being in there before I showed it to him. But she was like her mother.
Mm-hmm.
She was mean, hateful. And I know that one time when I was little, we went over to the Gatliffs, that's at Scaffold Cane.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, I remember Miss Gatliff. I don't remember what she looked like, but she was carrying on. She says, if they drop a bomb on the United States, I hope it's Washington, D.C. And that scared me to death.
Yeah, yeah. Which would have been.
And Larry said she was something else.
Which had been 1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Aunt Mill married Uncle Joe. And Aunt Ellen, that's brother and sisters, married.
Brothers and
All
sisters.
brats and Gatliffs, yeah.
Yeah. Brothers marrying sisters.
And Larry, Uncle Guy was a dentist, Larry was a dentist, and Greg was a gum.
Ortho.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Periodontist, maybe.
And then John, the youngest, he was going to dental school. And I think Uncle Guy had a fit when he just wanted to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't always tell your children what you're going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
And
What, so your grandma and grandpa, Annie and Finley, right?
Yeah.
How many kids did they have?
two.
Two?
Uncle Bob and my daddy, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then your dad married Carter, right?
Yeah.
Which,
And her marriage license are in there, and she lied about her age.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when your grandma got remarried, did she not have no more kids?
Yeah, she had two sons.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Cecil and Uncle Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Mark
Mark.
McKinney?
Yeah.
Well,
me.
he was one of them.
Okay.
And Uncle Cecil now, he was my 7th grade teacher. And he was my favorite teacher. That was the first male teacher I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
But I really liked him.
Mm-hmm.
And he married Inez Cass. And anyway, he taught, well, she taught, but then they moved to Berea. I don't know if he ever taught over there. They had a motel. It's not there now, but he bought that land there where Walmart is
Mm-hmm.
and made a fortune when
When he sold it? Yeah. Wow, yeah.
And Patsy said the Casses had a fit when he bought it.
Uh-huh.
They were kind of, you do what I say.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that was the in-laws.
Yeah.
But he made a fortune.
I'd say so. That, yeah. Did they always live in town?
Mm-hmm. Real. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, oh no, I mean your
Yeah.
grandma and grandpa. Well, what was the name of the guy? she
But
remarried?
now, Guy McKinney was raised up there at, you know where that, what is the name of that used to be? Where that fabric shop on 461, Redbird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like Kevin, what was the doctor's name? Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
See, he was some of the relatives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His grandmother and Guy McKinney were sisters.
Yeah. Gamma McKinney.
Yeah, Annie.
Annie. Okay. Is y'all call her Gamma for grandma or?
Yeah, and Patsy said she felt like she started that. And she couldn't say grandma, and she said Gamma, and she was the oldest, and that's probably right.
Yeah. And she just said, you said she made dresses and
Sold dresses and material. And now Grandma Albright sewed for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Papa, I don't know if he ever did anything. He had a tobacco crop, but, you know, they didn't get hardly anything out of it then.
Yeah.
And the Albright farm, they left, well, I said Grandma raised all the Albrights, and I think Papa's daddy lived with them, and he left the farm to them, and the others got mad over it.
So, you had Grandma Albright,
Bird.
which was
Birdie Rachel.
Which was your
mother's mother.
Mother's mother. Okay. And then Grandma McKinney was your father's mom.
And Patsy says, Grandma says, you don't dance, you don't play cards, and you don't wear pants. And we did all of them.
So the Albright side of it, your mom's grandparents. What did they live in Broadhead too? Mm-hmm. Grandma McKinney then, what'd she do?
She had the store.
Okay.
Yeah. And KJ, I don't remember, he was just always an old man, hard-headed man.
Yeah.
Said he'd come to church and never nod.
Take a nap.
And he never showed any feelings for us, you know.
How many stores and stuff were in Broadhead at the time?
There was, I'd say 8 grocery stores, you know, just little.
Yeah.
I tried to count, and now there's not any. Of course, they were just little, about like Bobby's, maybe not that big. See, Patsy and Charles ran a store there in Broadhead.
For a while.
A long time, yeah. Patsy said she hated it. And this Virgil Hopkins, they charged for a year and said the day they sold their tobacco, they came in and paid it.
What, so this, I guess, this would all be in the early 1930s? Or, well, how long?
No, after that.
Yeah.
I was born in 37 after that. Well, yeah, it's probably...
Well, I mean, they were living there.
In the 40s, yeah. But people would come, bring a chicken and buy their groceries, and then they'd sell them.
Oh, well.
And Mother'd get a chicken on Saturday and said she never could wring
the neck.
But she'd hang them on the clothesline and cut their heads off. Oh. And I thought I couldn't do that.
So people would pay with chicken?
Yeah. Bring a coop or eggs and trade them. That's called barter, isn't it?
Yeah, bartering, yeah.
That picture down there, that's when Mary and I went to Nicholasville. And that lady lived on the same street we did. And I don't remember, but she had a dog and it got Birdie Ann down.
Yeah.
It didn't harm, I mean, you know, wasn't dangerous, and Birdie Ann was always afraid of dogs.
So, your mom and dad, they got married, well, let's see.
The year she graduated, 28.
1928? And then, did they move to Nicholasville soon after, or they stayed?
No, they lived different places. They lived at, I believe they lived at Stanford, and they lived at Moorhead, and Mount Vernon. But they lived at Nicholasville. That's where I was born.
He was a barber, right? And your mom, what'd she do? Or just...
Well, she didn't do anything until later she sewed for people. And she did work at a store in Broadhead a while.
So how long did y'all live in Nicholasville?
I don't know.
Not too long.
Well,
I mean, well,
let's see, Patsy was in school there. And Patsy was 11. I don't know, really. Well, Birdie Ann was in the first grade when we moved. Well, as Patsy says, we had to move and move fast.
He was 38 when he died?
And I've got that picture of him in his car.
So whenever y'all moved back, you were pretty young. How old were you when y'all moved?
I was 4.
4?
And Patsy said Mother didn't want to move in with Grandma and Papa. But, you know, she didn't have any place to go.
She she moved in with her mom. You all moved in with your
Grandmother.
grandma.
Yeah.
How long till she got remarried?
2 years. The grandma got married when she was 15. The time she was 18, she had 3 children. The time she was 28, she had 8. She lost 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody asked her why she didn't have more and said she got smart. But Papa had a sister, Aunt Susie, that never had any children. And Aunt Lucille told me she took something. I think there's yellow root, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's Dwight now.
Right.
Huh?
I know Paul's Aunt Rose, that was Robert's sister. See, Mother was 43 when he was born, and Aunt Rose says, well, Miss Hoskins had no business ordering Dwight. And I said, well, how old were you when Roberta was born? 40. And I thought, well. But he was just a play pretty.
A what?
Yeah, he just a toy.
Uh-huh. Substantially. Well, how much older are you than him?
I was 16 when he was
Born. That's How much older is Patsy than you?
She's 8 years.
8 years.
Or 7 to 8,
Mhm.
7.5.
So you got to be the baby for a while.
Yeah. But Dwight weighed 5 pounds and 12 ounces.
And who lived in Mount Vernon? Who lived in the house in Mount Vernon?
What?
The brick house there in Mount Vernon on Main Street. Let's see. I think I saw it in here.
The house that we lived, well, that was before I was born. It wasn't a brick house, and that was where Retta was born, and it's still there.
That one.
Oh, well, Mother.
Okay.
That's him. And it's, you know where it is.
Yeah. So you never lived in that one though?
No. Dwight lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to
I
pieces.
know.
And Marion says, oh, I'd love to have that house and someplace else. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who owns it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know why Mother and them ever bought that big house. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
of course, my sisters, my family, they'd come, you know, and she had room then. And is that the one with Bertine's dress blown up?
Yeah.
But Papa had this lung, let's see, emphysema. Is it, now what is the lung? Is emphysema skin? Well, he had that, and I know Retta had that real bad,
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin has it, Aunt Mill, but he had this lung problem.
Yeah.
And anyway, I know Jenna and Everett Gentry have, but it went to their eyes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Jenna said that she had like a ring around one eye.
Mm-hmm. So most of the time you lived in Broadhead though. I mean,
What?
you lived in Broadhead most of your
Oh, yeah.
life.
Paul said he went to the city and got me.